Imagine waking up inside a coffin. It's dark, there's barely any air, and you can hear people crying for you. But you're not dead. You try to scream, but no one hears you. You bang on the coffin, and suddenly, the lid starts to open. This isn't a horror movie. It actually happened. A man woke up at his own funeral, and what happened next is even more unbelievable. But first, if you love bizarre and unbelievable real-life stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Welcome to Daily Bro. Before we dive in, let's go back. Who was this man, and how did he end up in this terrifying situation? José Ribeiro was a 60-year-old man from Brazil. He lived a simple life, working as a farmer. But one night, everything changed. One night, José suddenly collapsed in his home. His family rushed him to the hospital, but by the time he arrived, doctors pronounced him dead. His family was in shock. The hospital staff wrote his death certificate, and within hours, his body was transported to a funeral home. But here's where things get really strange. The next morning, José's family gathered to say their final goodbyes. His body was placed in a wooden coffin, and people mourned his passing. But as the ceremony continued, something chilling happened. A woman, José's own sister, claimed she saw his chest moving. But when she told the funeral director, they dismissed her. They said, "It's just your imagination." Suddenly, a sound echoed through the room. A weak, slow knocking, coming from inside the coffin. Gasps filled the room. A wave of whispers spread like wildfire. Then, bang! The coffin rattled. The sound was faint at first, but then it happened again. A muffled thud, then another. Someone screamed. A man backed away, knocking over a candle. The light flickered wildly, shadows dancing across the walls. The coffin shook violently. The priest dropped his Bible. The funeral director froze. Then, boom! The lid of the coffin slammed open so hard that it echoed through the room. Dust flew into the air. And there, lying inside, José's eyes snapped open, wide, wild, as if he had just come back from the dead. The silence lasted a second. Then, chaos. People shrieked. A woman fainted. Chairs crashed to the floor. Someone ran for the exit, slipping on the marble floor in panic. But José, he just sat up. His breathing was ragged. He looked around at the terrified faces surrounding him and whispered, "Where am I?" Doctors later revealed that José had suffered a rare medical condition called catalepsy, a state where the body appears lifeless, but the person is actually alive. But here's the creepiest part. José later claimed he had memories of the funeral. He said he heard people crying and even felt the coffin lid being closed, but he couldn't move. So, could you survive being buried alive? Let us know in the comments. And if you love mind-blowing true stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.